Okay, West Coast Waterfowl coming at you here from my living room. A couple of things I gotta mention before we get started. If you want to know where you can get one of these awesome call lanyards, send us an email. We'll put the link in the description. And also, I'd like to give a shout out to Waterfowl Migration Control. Check them out on Instagram. They got all sorts of cool contests, giveaways, and also follow our page at West Coast Waterfowl Company. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Oh, we also make these sweet shotgun slings or rifle, whatever you want to stick it on. Anyways, so after a trying and interesting day in the marsh yesterday, public marsh, by the way, so it's full of people, and a lot of guys go out there not knowing how to call, which we all started somewhere, I get that, but nobody wants to be that guy that sounds like he's a wounded deer blowing on a kazoo while he's out in the marsh. So I thought we'd put together this instructional video, well, a series of them, because we're going to start with the basic quack, and then as time goes on we'll bring a new lesson every couple days, every week. I don't know. We haven't figured that out yet. But I did lose one of my favorite calls, my Shawinihan Editions calls. You should check them out on Facebook too. Lost it to the ocean, but that's why I always carry a spare with me. This one's the Primo's Fat Lady. And I've been playing around with these calls for quite a while. They sound pretty good, and I've never had a problem getting ducks to commit with it. So first thing is all in how you hold the call. I've seen some people do some crazy hand flailing motions, and it's just awkward, doesn't sound ducky at all. But that's what these videos are for, to help you out. And the key thing is practice too. You gotta practice. You're not just gonna pick up a call and be good with it. So to hold the call, you're gonna grip the barrel here just like this, in between your thumb and fingers. You're gonna fold these three fingers down, or these two fingers down, sorry. No, go three. And this is going to stay open, otherwise you're going to create too much back pressure. So you want to pretend you're holding a little, like a big marble or a ping pong ball in these fingers. And these ones are going to be your imaginary duck bill. So this is going to open it, cut it off, and give it that real ducky sound. So for the basic quack, which is the basis of all the calls we use to bring ducks in, this is the most important one to master before you move on to the more advanced techniques like feeding calls and hail calls, stuff like that. We will get into those videos later on, but we're going to start with the basic quack, because you can turn ducks with just a quack, but that's the one call. If you're going to master any, get the basic quack down first. So into the back of the call, we're going to bring air up from our diaphragm. This is what it's going to sound like. I'm going to go some people say different words in there like quit, or I just go oot, oot. And that grunt using my voice that you're hearing is going to give you that raspy, ducky sound. So in the front of the call, it's going to go. Okay? And you can change your varying pitches and tones. I find a single reed call is you get more variation than you do from a double reed call, and the reeds sticking together is not as big of a problem. It does still happen. You're gonna blow the odd call in flare ducks. It happens. It's part of learning and part of waterfowling. So key thing here is practicing. Try to do it where you're not going to drive your parents, wives, children, neighbors. Try to do it where you're not going to drive them up the wall and make them hate you. Do it when you're driving. I always keep my calls in my truck, and I practice whenever I'm driving by myself or I'm parked waiting somewhere. I'm always practicing. So that's key too. And then eventually it just becomes muscle memory, so you don't even think about it. You put the call up to your lips, you see them birds flying high, and you just sing some sweet notes to them, and they'll come cupping in. So just keep practicing, remember? And you want to bring that air up from your diaphragm, not like you're blowing out a birthday candle. So take a deep breath in, and like you're going to fog up a window so you can draw on it with your finger. That's the best way to describe bringing up the air from the diaphragm. Just like that. So stay tuned for our next video. If you like this or have any suggestions or comments, leave them down below. Smash that like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Catch you in the blind.